Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge. This video is brought to you by the WWE T-Shirt Club. If you guys want a brand new WWE shirt delivered to your door every single month, just hit the first link in the description and sign up. Alright guys, so we're going to kick off this episode with the first news story. So the first news story of the day is actually going to be about ticket sales. So pretty much the pandemic is coming to a close, which is feeling absolutely phenomenal to say the least, I do gotta say. But basically, WWE, they're going back on tour, they're allowing fans to come back to shows, and it's not gonna be like WrestleMania when it was like 25% capacity. They're 100% capacity, which means the arena will be completely full. At least they're supposed to, so they might have an issue with this because the ticket sales are not doing good at all. Some of these shows that WWE announced on this tour, and given, they only announced 25 different cities, so these cities should be completely sold out, should be packed with fans or whatever, and that's just not the case. In some of these cities, they've only sold like 2,000 tickets in a 20,000 person arena. So it's not good, given, some of these shows, it's only been on sale for like a week. But I still feel like when they go on sale, there should be like a big rush of people, like, tickets go on sale, let's get the tickets or whatever. Which is, what I'm like, which is what I do, because I actually bought tickets for a house show this past week. If you guys don't know, I'm going to WWE Live or WWE Super Show in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to that one. I got tickets for that in front row. I'm happy about that. I also got tickets for AEW. And speaking of AEW, apparently AEW's tickets for their tour is actually selling better than WWE's tickets, which is very, very shocking to say the least. But that's just the demand that's there. People want to go see AEW live more than they do WWE apparently. But yeah, that's just crazy. Hopefully things will bounce back here soon after Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, and people are like, oh, wrestling's back to normal now. Hopefully everything will bounce back to where it should be. Alright, the next news story is going to be about Mr. Braun Strowman. So Braun Strowman was recently, released from the WWE, was recently fired by the WWE. Budget cuts or whatever excuse they came up with. Well, basically, Braun Strowman is now taking independent wrestling bookings. I mean, he can book stuff, but the thing is, the guy can't wrestle for 90 days or something. There's a 90-day on his thing. But basically, so his price to just show up somewhere is astounding, to say the least. So Braun Strowman, his manager, I guess, has basically said that Braun Strowman will be charging about $25,000 just to show up. Yeah, $25,000, but wait, there is more. So he's charging $25,000 just to show up, but also he wants you on top of the $25,000 to also pay for a 2-night stay at a hotel for him, as well as a first-class flight. So that's a lot, and as well as actually his transportation around the place. So you got to drive him everywhere he wants to go. So yeah, you got to do that too. So Braun Strowman's asking for a lot, but the guy, he's just recently released from the WWE. He's not crazy. He's not needing work right now. He's not struggling financially or anything like that. I imagine when he's actually wanting to wrestle and actually do stuff, again, he's going to drop his price. But as of right now, if you want the guy fresh out of WWE, that's his price, 25 G's. Alright guys, so that's the actually only confirmed news stories that I talked to you guys about today, but don't you dare go in there, guys, because things are about to get good here. Things are about to get juicy. Go and get your juice boxes out, get your juice boxes ready, because you know where I'm going with this. You know exactly where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. So the first rumor will be about SummerSlam 2021. So SummerSlam is going to be in Las Vegas. I don't know what they're doing for SummerSlam, guys, with tickets and stuff. I think they're going to go on sale in a few weeks. Just a little side update about that. But basically, about SummerSlam always, it's one of the big 4 pay-per-views. So, big pay-per-views always bring out some stars we don't see too often. So there's been a lot of names brought up, and here's a few of them than what we actually know right now. So Brock Lesnar is one of those names. The Beast Incarnate, Mr. Brock Lesnar. Will he be at SummerSlam? The answer to that question is probably not. Apparently WWE and Lesnar have not worked out a deal for SummerSlam yet, and it looks very unlikely the Beast Incarnate will be at SummerSlam, but we can cross our fingers for WrestleMania, I guess. But there is a star that is going to be there, apparently, and his name is Edge, the rated R superstar. Edge is actually playing for SummerSlam, so that's one. So I think I'll take Edge over Lesnar any day. But yeah, Lesnar is not going to work on the WWE deal with the WWE in time for SummerSlam. So maybe Lesnar for Mania. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on that. All right, the next rumor. So speaking of SummerSlam, what is the main event of SummerSlam going to be? Well, I reported this a while ago, and it's still the plan. You always have to give updates and be like, yeah, that's still the plan. Because WWE, powers be, Mr. Vince McMahon himself.
I would really appreciate it if you just didn't badmouth me every chance you get. I get I don't make the best choices, but I hope I get out of here. I'm a billionaire.
Anyway, yeah, Vince McMahon, he changes his mind a lot. He's a man that changes his mind a lot, so you never know what the plan's going to be. But apparently the current plan for SummerSlam main event is still going to be Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, defending his title, actually against John freaking Cena. So John Cena is going to make a wonderful return to wrestling for this, and I'm very, very excited to see this and actually go to the show in person. All that wonderfulness. It's just going to be absolutely like a dream come true. You never think you're going to miss Cena till he's gone. You're like, dude, I missed the hell out of Cena. What happened? All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is actually going to be about another recently released wrestler of the name of Samoa Joe. So Samoa Joe, there's been a lot of questions. What's going to happen with Samoa Joe? Is he going to go to, the place everyone points their finger at when someone gets released? He's going to go to AEW. No? Oh, okay. Maybe New Japan. They haven't really been relevant in years, but Ring of Honor? And now things have changed course, because now there's rumors that saying Samoa Joe might actually get rehired by the WWE. But it's not what we think. He will not be rehired as a main roster wrestler. He might be rehired as just simply an NXT wrestler, which is kind of really, really stupid, because there for a while, Samoa Joe could have been the Universal Champion, could have been the WWE Champion. He was believable. He was legitimate, badass, and total perfection, right? But, he got injured. He's had injuries. It's kind of taken him down, and they never really did anything with him. And he's just recently been cleared again. So we'll just have to wait and see where they're going to go with that. I would really hate Samoa Joe to be stuck at NXT, not like re-signed somewhere to be like the main champion of the product or whatever. If it's like AEW World Champion or WWE, WWE Champion or WWE Universal Champion. I'd like to see Samoa Joe somewhere else, but NXT is a possibility, and apparently he was spotted in the Performance Center this past week, which is kind of weird for a wrestler that's been fired. So who knows where they're going to go with this. Samoa Joe's future is kind of in question about what company's going to show up, but it does look like he will be wrestling again sometime here pretty soon for somewhere. All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is about the next big WWE pay-per-view after SummerSlam. So, we have the Royal Rumble, we have WrestleMania, those two are in the past. Upcoming, we have SummerSlam in August, and then after that, we have the final big pay-per-view of the year, Survivor Series 2021. So we know, we know where the Rumble was. Thunderdome. We know where WrestleMania was. We actually had that, in Florida, and then so SummerSlam's actually going to be in Las Vegas. The question remains: where in the hell is the final big four, one of the big four pay-per-views, Survivor Series? Where is that going to be held? Is there going to be fans there? Well, yes, there is going to be fans there. And actually, the current rumor for Survivor Series 2021 is they're going to plan to have this in Brooklyn, New York. This is going to be happening, I guess, in the Barclays Center is the venue they would choose if they're going to be in Brooklyn, New York. But yeah, New York City, Brooklyn, New York, that is where Survivor Series 2021 is currently rumored to be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go get your tissues out. Get your tissues ready, because this is the saddest part of this entire video. This is the final news story. This is the final rumor. It's the final thing I'll be talking about inside of this episode of WWE News and Rumors. So this is about the great one himself. This is about none other than The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, once upon a time, he was a wrestler. He's done Hollywood, which, he's done way better for himself than he ever would have if he just stayed in WWE or WF and never left and never went anywhere. So he's done very well for himself. But the guy's a freaking star. He was a star before he was even in Hollywood. But the question remains, is The Rock ever going to do something with WWE again? There's been rumors that he might wrestle, his cousin, the current Universal Champion, Mr. Roman Reigns. That's definitely a possibility in the future. But this is a rumor I did not see coming by anybody's standard, by any means. I did not see this coming. So apparently, the current rumor that's going around that they're trying to work a deal out with Rock to actually be at Survivor Series this year. So Survivor Series in New York City, they're trying to get The Rock to show up. So it's very, very interesting. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're doing some kind of just appearance, or if they want to put up start a build to have Roman Reigns versus The Rock at next year's WrestleMania. I mean, everyone's mind, they're thinking Rock's Hollywood, so they're probably gonna wait until 2023 at the Hollywood WrestleMania to do it. But maybe they're pushing for 2022 and they're gonna push it up. But they're trying to book The Rock for Survivor Series, so we can see if they're gonna do that. But they're trying very, very hard to build something. I'm sure it's going to have some kind of big meaning or purpose behind it. It's not just for, nothing. But ultimately, we will just have to wait and see. So there you guys have it. That's actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Right now on screen, I'm going to leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to this channel if you're brand new here. But I am Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.